Good afternoon and welcome to this live commentary of Tottenham Hotspur against Southampton. Firstly, we will take you through the lineups. Starting with the home side, Tottenham. In goal, Hugo Lloris. A back four of Danny Rose, Jan Vertonghen, Alderweireld and Serge Aurier. It looks like a diamond in the middle for Tottenham of Sissoko, Winks and Ndombele and Eriksen, and then Harry Kane and Son up front. We have kicked off here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with Spurs kicking a long ball down the field, but Southampton get it away. As we'll talk through their lineup, it's Gunn in goal. A back four of Soares, Benerick, Yoshida and Bertrand. Romeu and Højbjerg are in the middle. Ward-Prowse, Buffal and Redmond ahead of them, and then it's Ings up front. Southampton trying to get away down the left-hand side with Redmond, although it's Aurier with the tackle, and they've got a throw down the left just by the halfway line. It's Vestergaard to take. And then a flick on by Redmond, which went straight out of play, and it's a Spurs throw down the right inside their own half now. Bit of an interesting fixture this. In the last few years, it's usually been the home sides to do the better in this fixture. Spurs have won all of their home games against Southampton since 2015-16 season. In fact, Southampton were the last team to beat Tottenham at the old White Hart Lane. And for Southampton, their last games at home against Tottenham, they won last season 2-1, and it was a draw the year before that. There's always goals for both sides in this fixture too. The last time that one side hasn't scored, at least one side hasn't scored in this fixture, was a 2-0 win back in 2013 to Tottenham at St Mary's. For Spurs, you would say it's probably a must-win today, as they've got a throw down the left-hand side with Danny Rose. It's been a very poor, sloppy start to the season for Tottenham. So they're at a stage where every game's going to be a must-win now. Ward-Prowse with a long ball looking for Bertrand down the left, but it's just overhit and it will go out for a Spurs throw. And Ndombele actually is down at the moment for Tottenham here after 2 minutes. The medics are coming straight on. Looks like a little hit in the face maybe, as both Romeu and Ndombele both went for the same ball, and maybe an elbow to the face or a hand to the face from Romeu. And Ndombele is getting back up to his feet though. He does look a bit dazed and a bit hurt on his jaw. So we'll keep you updated on that one. We're also going to be keeping you updated on all the scores around the grounds in the Premier League. It started off today with a 1-0 win for Liverpool against Sheffield United. It was a Wijnaldum goal from a mistake from Ian Henderson, the Sheffield United goalkeeper, which allowed Liverpool to take the lead. That was in the second half. And we're just having a few problems with our stream here, but it should be okay because Ndombele is still on the ground, meaning by the time we get it back underway, the play should have resumed. As I say, yeah, we're keeping you updated from all the scores around the grounds. Chelsea against Brighton, Wolves against Watford, Villa against Burnley, and Palace Norwich as well. We are, as I say, trying to get the stream up. It should be up in about 20 seconds or so. Yeah, as I say, all the scores from Aston Villa, Burnley, Bournemouth, West Ham, Chelsea, Brighton, of course this game, Tottenham, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Norwich and Wolves, Watford, we will update you on. As we are getting back underway, we have got our stream back here. I'm very sorry about these slight delays. We're 4 minutes in here. And you've just missed a Southampton free kick. It was a chance to get a ball in and then a header over the bar from Vestergaard. So that's all you've missed, and it's a Spurs goal kick at the moment, which they've taken short. And it's played out to Ndombele from Vertonghen, who's just forced to hoof it away, which he actually mishit, and forced Alderweireld to clear it under a little bit of pressure. And it's come straight back at Tottenham as a long ball forward fell for Ings inside the penalty area. He tried to chip it past Lloris as it goes over the bar. So a bit of a nervy start for Tottenham Hotspur after the opening 5 minutes. Just to let you know, if you've got any questions about the game or about the channel, please do ask in the live chat. We will answer them as soon as we see them. Long ball forward from Tottenham this time, which is a change for them. Here's Ndombele, who's getting past all the Southampton players. He's then tripped by Romeu. Yeah, about 5 Southampton players on him there. Ndombele got through all of them, and in the end was fouled. He was all alone really in the Southampton half. So Spurs will get a free kick. Which are taken out to Son down the left-hand side. And then back into Harry Winks. First proper spell of possession for Tottenham in the Southampton half. Here's Moussa Sissoko. It was a poor touch. He manages to recover and play it into Kane. 1-2 with Aurier. Now Sissoko. Bit scruffy as Southampton win it back, although only as far as Toby Alderweireld, who then plays it back to Hugo Lloris. Bit of a pressure from Redmond as Lloris kicks it long and can't find Aurier. It goes out for a Southampton throw in the Spurs half. Once again, Tottenham being a bit sloppy in these opening stages. Hasenhüttl, the Southampton manager, did mention before the game he's very wary of the Spurs' struggles. Here's Son for Tottenham as they've won it back. He's trying to dribble through. It's come for Kane, who would chase it, although Vestergaard won it and cleared. And he's cleared it all the way up to Redmond here. And it's Redmond who's got past Rose. He's down the right, cuts it back here for Ings, and Harry Winks was able to recover to get it away for a Southampton throw down the right. And then a ball in from Redmond from the throw as it was thrown to him, and Lloris can claim it. 7 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs yet to get going so far. Is it going to be another one of those days for them where they can't get going and end up with a sloppy kind of defeat? Rose, it's another poor ball, and Romeu intercepts, although his pass is dispossessed by Jan Vertonghen. Here's Moussa Sissoko driving forward. Now Aurier down the right. Here's Ndombele trying to flick it towards Kane, and it's intercepted, and now here comes Southampton with Buffal trying to get away from Eriksson, and does, and then clips a long ball to Redmond, who just wasn't quite on the right terms with him, and it's over everyone and it goes back to Lloris. You'd certainly say Southampton have looked the most dangerous. Every time Spurs give it away, which is quite often so far, they're very quick to pounce on them. Quality not quite there at the moment. There's a long ball from Alderweireld looking for Son in behind. Here is Son, and it was a good tackle by Ben-Yurick, and it came off Son, meaning it would be a goal kick. Well, it was one of those long balls again from Toby Alderweireld. They scored in their last home game, the opener, from one of them balls. Alderweireld across the pitch to Son. Son's first touch wasn't the best, and it allowed Ben-Yurick to catch up, and it was a good tackle from him. So a Southampton goal kick to be taken by Gunn. So we're just waiting for it to get taken, and it is now kicked long from the Southampton goalkeeper down the left of the pitch, and it will go out for a Southampton throw just by the halfway line down the left. All the other scores around the ground 0-0. Of course, Everton play Manchester City as the evening game. Long ball forward from Southampton. Redmond controls, although Vertonghen does well to recover. And he plays it out to Ndombele. A good ball. Ndombele in towards Kane, who flicks it towards Son down the left. He's taking on Ben-Yurick, and it's a very good recovery tackle from the Southampton man. Romeu plays it to Vestergaard. Very composed from Southampton. Here is Vestergaard. The ball forward and a good flick from Buffal. And here comes Southampton with Ward-Prowse. Redmond down the right. Romeo trying to overlap even further right, and cut back by Redmond, and there's the shot, and it's a good save from Lloris. Redmond with a low cutback into the centre, just on the edge of the box. I think it was Buffao's shot. Didn't quite get that much power on it, but it was a shot across goal, and it was got a bit of a stretch from Lloris. It was a good save, but Southampton certainly starting the better here. And they will have a corner after 10 minutes now. It's down the left-hand side in front of the south stand. Ball goes in, it's an in-swinger, it's headed away by Jan Vertonghen, and Eriksson will give chase to Romeo. And then in the end, Romeo plays it back to Andres Gunn, who then kicks it long for Southampton. Aurier must win this header, he does. Here's Romeo. Bertrand, Buffal, and Aurier's won it. And here's Sissoko, and he plays it towards Harry Winks. Harry Winks out down to the left for Son. Not many options for Son. Southampton closing in quickly, and he plays it back to Rose. Rose trying to run it forward down the line, and he's still going here, Danny Rose. Here's Winks. As Rose was dispossessed, but only as far as England international. Now Ndombele. Ndombele with a clip ball forward to Son. Son playing across to Kane. First time volley across goal, looking for the number 10. But he just couldn't quite get it right. A slight miss hit, and it just goes straight into the hands of Andres Gunn. Son, well, you never know if he's on or offside with VAR these days. Son was punished for a goal against Leicester last weekend. Although we'll get back to that now. Spurs are attacking again here with Moussa Sissoko, who gets passed down the right-hand side. Still Sissoko. He's then tackled by Vestergaard, and it's a throw for Tottenham down the right. He throws it back to Serge Aurier. Spurs starting to wake up a little bit now. Starting to move it a bit quicker and with a bit more attacking thoughts in their passes. Winks forward for Son, trying to flick it into Kane. It's still Son though, as he gets it back after his pass was intercepted. Now Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Serge Aurier, Ndombele, in towards Eriksson, and Ndombele was though fouled as Eriksson lost the ball, and there was no advantage for Tottenham. They'll get a free kick right by the halfway line. Taken short here to Sissoko, in towards Eriksson. Bit of space on the edge of the box, flicks it forward here for Harry Kane. And his ball in towards the box was out by Ward-Prowse. It's come out to Sissoko. Now Aurier. Aurier's little flick to Kane. Kane gets the ball in, headed away by Benrick behind for a Tottenham corner. And they are waking up a bit now, Tottenham Hotspur, after 13 minutes, and they do have a corner. Kane's ball in, it was a dangerous ball. No one really attacked it though for Tottenham, but because of the whip and the pace on the ball, Benrick was forced to head it behind. Eriksson, who will go down to that left-hand side for Spurs. Takes the corner in towards the box and then swing it to the near post, headed away. As far as Sissoko, who tries to head it back in, and then Vestergaard will win that header, and it's cleared away from Redmond as far as Hugo Lloris here, who will come out of his box to collect. And then he plays it to Moussa Sissoko. So far 3 attempts for Southampton, none for Spurs, only one of them on target for Southampton. It was a good save from Lloris. Spurs have started to improve over the last only 2 or 3 minutes. Eriksson with a little flick over the top looking for Son. It was intercepted though. Kane's won the header, and here is Son. Benrick intercepted though. Kane will give chase. And now Kane's on possession for Spurs, just in his own half. Plays it to Winks. Now Danny Rose. Back to Harry Kane again inside his own half. Alderweireld. Now Kane will run forward. Here is the Belgian centre-back. Southampton starting to press Tottenham a bit, as it's played back to Hugo Lloris. Danny Rose, and then he's tackled due to the Southampton high pressure, but it's only as far as the Tottenham throw down the left-hand side, which is thrown backwards by Rose to Jan Vertonghen. 15 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Rose's ball down the line looking for Son, he just miscontrolled it. After every 5 minutes in the game, we will give you updates around the scores. And as we do approach the 15-minute mark, it's time to have a look to see if there's any goals around the grounds. And there has been. And it's at the Vitality Stadium. It's a goal for the away side though. It's a goal for West Ham. They lead against Bournemouth. Here's Romeo for Southampton in toward Prowse. He plays it back to Benuric. That's the only goal out of all the 3 o'clock games so far. Here's Redmond for Southampton trying to move forward. He's shrugged off by Winks, although Winks has given it straight to Buffon. Buffon's taken on Vertonghen. Buffon with a ball across the box, and then Ndombele recovered to clear it only as far as Ward-Prowse. Now Højbjerg. Bit sloppy defensively there from Tottenham and Harry Winks. Romeo looking to get a following ball in. Alderweireld gets it away to Ndombele, who's then fouled just on the edge of the penalty area, and Spurs will get a free kick. So we're just going to update for you the scores at the bottom of your screen. For the one score with the one goal for West Ham. Spurs on possession here with Jan Vertonghen. Now Rose down the line, although it's intercepted by Yoshida. Højbjerg. Back to Vestergaard. Silvesgaard just in the centre circle. He's picked a good ball to Buffon, who will take on Winks, and he's got past Winks. Still Buffon on his right foot, takes a long shot, and it's straight at Lloris, a comfortable save for him. Southampton playing well. The early spell for them still hasn't quite died out. Spurs are back on the ball again. Alderweireld. A long ball forward again from him, looking for Son again. Benuric wins the header as far as Eriksson. Good skill from Eriksson as he wins a free kick. It's on the edge of the box. It's quite far out though. He looked to actually take it quick to Kane, but Southampton players didn't allow that. Kane's not happy that the quick free kick wasn't allowed, or Southampton players quickly blocked it, or didn't allow Eriksson to take it. So a free kick here. It's very far out for Eriksson, who has gone to the ball straight away. He was of course the one who won the free kick. It's a very difficult position to score from, being so far back. You've got the likes of Kane there as well. You would imagine it would be more clever to find a pass or a ball into the box for Tottenham. As the referee sets up the wall, Eriksson's setting up his run up, and Ndombele is there as well. It doesn't look like it's going to be him as he's lining up on his left foot. It is Eriksson. He chips it in towards Kane, and it still might come for Kane, and he slipped inside the box, and then it comes for Redmond, and it's cleared. It was a clever routine from Tottenham. Eriksson chipped it in towards Harry Kane. There was a header in there, which made it loop in the air. Kane went for the bicycle kick, but he then slipped. And despite him scoring on the floor last weekend, he couldn't quite do it this weekend. And Spurs are on the ball here with Harry Winks. In towards Sissoko, and it's a poor touch from Moussa Sissoko, and Southampton win it back, and it's Buffon now. Although he's dispossessed by Winks, Sissoko gets it back and then plays it to Toby Alderweireld, and Spurs can start again. Vertonghen. Into Sissoko, still in their own half Tottenham. 20 minutes gone, or nearly 20 minutes gone. Here's Eriksson, the playmaker for Spurs. Switches it out to the left for Son in a bit of space. Good control from the South Korean. Son trying to drive at Ward-Prowse, gets a ball in, deflected off of Ward-Prowse and out for a Tottenham corner. Kane scored the opener in this fixture both times last season, both at Wembley in a 3-1 Spurs victory and, of course, Spurs' defeat at St Mary's last season. Here's the corner from Eriksen, a clever short ball to Son, who's then tackled off the ball, and Southampton cleared. It was another clever corner sort of routine for Tottenham, a short ball out to Son inside the penalty area, but it was quickly surrounded by Southampton players. Here's Danny Rose, a long ball looking for Kane. Benrick wins the header, and here's Højbjerg, who plays it out to Buffal, who looks quite dangerous for Southampton as he plays a long ball to Redmond down the left-hand side. Bit of space here for Southampton. Redmond inside the box, cuts it on his right foot, blocked by Toby Alderweireld. Comes out for Højbjerg. Now Romeo on the edge of the box, and Ndombele quickly closes, and then a little flick from Buffal as he looked for Redmond, but he just mishit it, and it goes out for a Tottenham throw. 0-0 after 20 minutes. We'll just check for the scores around the grounds for you again. And there's been another goal at the Vitality Stadium. And it's an equalizer this time for Bournemouth. Also goals at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace lead Norwich by a 0-0 and Wolves lead Watford by a 0-0. So we will update those scores for you. Here's Rose for Spurs. And a good ball down the left towards Son here. Son trying to run in at Southampton. Gets a ball, cuts it back for Ndombele, and he skied it. Via a deflection, however, as the referee points for a corner. Charles Ndombele's first goal since the opening day of the Premier League season, scoring on his debut. Son was onside this time, as he then drove inside the box, cut it back for Ndombele. It was a bit behind him, and then his shot is blocked by, I believe it's Højbjerg. Spurs corner after 21 minutes. And it goes in, it's headed straight away, and it's come out for Tongan, who had a go. It was blocked by his own player, I think it was Musa Sissoko. Rose trying to battle with it, and then it's cleared by Southampton as far as Sissoko. Here's Eriksen, down the left-hand side for Tottenham. Back into Danny Rose, now Sissoko. So we are just updating the scores for you at the bottom of your screen. Ball switched out to the right for Harry Winks, and now Serge Aurier, who then plays it back. Although he's given it away actually, he tried to play it back to Alderweireld, but it was Buffal who got there first, and now it is Buffal again. And then a good tackle from Serge Aurier to recover. Here's Ndombele. Spurs nearly playing themselves into trouble again. And it's broken for Danny Rose. And then Ndombele, it was played to him, he was then tripped up by Højbjerg, and Spurs get a free kick inside the Southampton half. If you have any questions about this game or about our channel, don't be afraid to ask in the live chat. As soon as I see them, I will answer them for you. Rose to Kane. Kane, good dribbling from him as he then finds Eriksen on the edge of the box here. He just took his time to make a pass, Eriksen, and he's forced to play it back to Sissoko. Eriksen gets another ball in, and it's headed by Benrick as far as Son. And then Ndombele, and it's in for Tottenham. They take the lead here. And it's Tanguy Ndombele. A good move from Tottenham Hotspur. As we'll just describe the goal for you shortly, as I'm just waiting to see what happened again. It was a break from Eriksen. He got a ball in, it was headed away by Benrick as far as Son, still inside the box but down the left-hand side. And then Son had Ward-Prowse on him. He cut it back for Ndombele, and Ndombele with his left foot smashes it down the middle of the goal. It's just gone above McCarthy. Gunning goal. It's a fabulous hit from Ndombele because he's hit it with so much power, which gave Gunn little time to react. And it's Spurs who take the lead here. As we will get this screen back for you. It's an important goal for Tottenham for them to get the first goal in a game. They have struggled at home this season when not scoring the first goal. I'm specifically thinking of that game against Newcastle, where they lost 1-0 after conceding in that first half. But they do have the first goal, and now it's time to see what Southampton have got. Spurs haven't been at their best again today. They've started to pick it up again in the last 10 minutes or so, but and now they do have a breakthrough. We are updating the screen for you, just to inform you about the goal. Tanguy and Ndombele with it. Here is Ndombele for Tottenham. And then his ball forward to Kane, flicked onto Eriksen. Son's in a bit of space down the left. Eriksen looking to switch it to Son. Good control from the South Korean, and then a good recovery tackle from Benerick. It came off Son, and it will be a Southampton throw. Son not happy about the decision. Long throw from Southampton, so I feel a lack of commentary there. Spurs win it though, and it's come back for Lloris. It was bouncing towards him, he then hoofed it up, not very far though. Højbjerg wins the header, and here's Buffal. Aurier trying to stay with him, he did stay with him. And he's left Buffal on the ground. And a yellow card for Serge Aurier. He went in, actually, maybe from behind down the right. Yeah, it wasn't the best of tackles at all. I wonder if VAR would take a look into that. It was a silly chance from Aurier, unnecessary to go into it on Buffal. So a free kick for Southampton, chance to get a ball in down the left. We're just waiting actually, I think it might be for VAR. What a blow this would be for Tottenham. Although I think the check's over. I think there was a check for a possible red card for Serge Aurier there. It's not going to be one, and here comes Southampton with a free kick from Bertrand into the area, headed away from Serge Aurier out for a throw down the left, right by the corner flag for Southampton. If you have any questions about the game, about the match, or about our channel, please ask in the live chat. Southampton take the throw toward Prowse. Serge Aurier putting pressure on him. Serge Aurier wins it back as far as Ndombele can't keep it. Bit scruffy, and Ndombele breaks with it, does well. And Eriksen now to Aurier. Aurier down the line for Kane. Here is Kane, he's then tripped up. He's not actually tripped up, and the play continues. Everyone going towards that left-hand side, and eventually Spurs get a free kick. They've taken it quickly because of how bunched up Southampton went. There's space down the left now, which Harry Winks is running into here. Danny Rose. Low ball into the box. Benerick clears it away. Up for a Tottenham throw down the left. The score's the same around the grounds. Here's Serge Aurier back to Toby Alderweireld. Now Jan Vertonghen, almost half an hour gone here. Vertonghen's ball up to Kane. He finds Son. Son trying to run in, gets into the box. A low ball across, and then Vestergaard with a vital touch there. Back from Eriksen to Rose. Now Eriksen again down the left. Here's Ndombele. Ndombele trying to switch it. Kane with the header. And it goes out for a goal kick. It was a ball from Ndombele looking for Aurier on the far side. He mishit it Ndombele, and it might have provided a goal scoring chance for Kane. But his header was wide. Just looking at that goal again. And Ndombele on his weaker left foot. You could ask questions of the goalkeeping. It was straight at gun. It was from fairly close range inside the area. It was a powerful hit from Ndombele. But now we've got to see what Southampton have. A long way in this game still to go for them. Here's Redmond down the line for Buffal. They haven't been out of it, Southampton, as they move it forward here by the corner flag. Buffal gets a ball in looking for Danny Ings. Comes out for Romeo on the edge of the box. And then Son with the tackle. And here is Romeo. Now Højbjerg. Down the left is Bertrand. Højbjerg again. And now Vestergaard into Yoshida. Benerick. And then back to Gunn. And then his ball out to the left, a long kick. And then Bertrand surely touched it out of play. He didn't. And Spurs aren't happy. And Aurier, he's in trouble. He could be off here. He is. A red card for Serge Aurier. A silly challenge. And he's put Spurs in big trouble. Spurs complaining because they thought the ball went out of play just before the red card, just before the foul. I don't think VAR can do anything about that. We'll see if it did go out from Højbjerg. Actually looked like it might have stayed in. Oh no, I think it is definitely out. It's definitely out. I don't know what will happen about that, but it was a silly chance. A through ball from Højbjerg looking for Buffal. Sorry, looking for Bertrand. Aurier just pulled his shirt, pulled him back. He's off. Spurs are going to be down to 10 men for a long time in this game. And it was 2 yellow cards in quick succession as well. We are just updating for you everything. Spurs are going to have to completely rethink this. They haven't been at their best anyway, and they're certainly going to struggle now. We're just getting it up for you, the red card, the confirmation of it. Southampton with a free kick, a long ball forward, which was headed over. Just looking again, it does look like it was out of play. Winks was furious that the linesman didn't call it, and that's when Aurier made his foul. It was definite second yellow, and you would maybe turn the tide here and make Southampton possible favourites. Still 15 minutes, or just under 15 minutes of this first half. Buffal. Is Romeo. Another goal to report to you around the grounds. And there was a goal for Aston Villa against Burnley. Here's Buffal. Sorry, Bertrand down the left. Sissoko looks like he's going to be covering for Serge Aurier down that right back. And sorry, we're just trying to get that red card out on your screen, showing for you. There we go. Southampton with the throw. Here's Buffal, as they might want to look for an equaliser before the end of the first half, because Spurs will come back out in the second half a bit more organised. Spurs are going to have to retake the free kick. They look to take it quickly. It was 2 unnecessary challenges from Serge Aurier. Both from on Buffal. One, a slide tackle from behind, which was... He got the ball, but it was an unnecessary slide tackle, and it was dangerous, which is why he had to be booked for it. There was no danger there for Southampton, which was why it seemed a bit odd for him to go into the challenge. And then when you're on a yellow card, you don't want to be pulling a player back when they're counter-attacking. Ball in from Southampton, but Tongan heads it away before Ings gets there. And here's Ward-Prowse. Benuric to Romeo. And now Yoshida. Southampton being the dominant side, as you would imagine, since the red card. Good ball out to Bertrand. Winks with the tackle though. And now Eriksson, it was played to him by Ndombele, but it wasn't the best pass from Ndombele to Eriksson. Here comes Southampton. Ward-Prowse to Romeo. Romeo's chip ball looking for Bertrand. Ings takes it down, and then the shot is blocked, and Lloris will pick it up. Well, North London rivals for Tottenham Arsenal were down to 10 men last weekend. They were behind before they went down to 10 men and still managed to win that one. Spurs are ahead and down to 10 men. Let's see how they can compare. Here's Son with a slight chance, trying to cut back on Ward-Prowse. He's tackled and then it's cleared. As far as Buffal, Spurs having to sprint back quickly to not allow Southampton counter. They will still have the chance to counter with Romeo, who switches it out to Bertrand. Of course, so much space now for Southampton down the left. Romeo, tackled by Ndombele. It was a fair tackle. Kane with the long ball from the halfway line. Well, he scored like against Juventus from the halfway line. And it was just over the bar this time. He did catch Gunn out. It would have been a spectacular second, but it was just over the bar there. It's just under 10 minutes till half-time. Half-time which Spurs will want, although Son's won it back for Tottenham, and now it's Harry Kane. Back into Son. They could do with a second in this game, Spurs, although they're stuck down the left-hand side and Son's being surrounded and he's forced to play it to Rose. Winks. Tanguy Ndombele. Winks, good turn. Although he's once again surrounded by Southampton players, he does well to find Eriksson, and now it's Danny Rose down the left. Spurs should be happy just to keep the ball for now, although Son's turned Ward-Prowse, and it's still Son. Cuts it back for Eriksson, and he's just mishit it. And then it's cleared from Southampton, from Bertrand. The Tongan wins the header on to Eriksson. Spurs will come forward again. No, they won't. Eriksson plays it back to Toby Alderweireld. And now Winks. Rose back to Winks. The Tongan, Alderweireld. Southampton will certainly fancy their chances in this one now. It's important for Spurs not to concede before half-time. It's also important for Southampton to keep it as easy for themselves in the second half by not conceding a second. But even better, they might have the chance to equalise here. It's Redmond, there's Buffal there, and Ings is ahead of him. He plays it to Buffal, space on the right, he cuts into the left though, and now it's Redmond inside the box, on his right foot, curls the shot wide. And it will be a Spurs goal kick. They're so open, Tottenham down the right, where Aurier was. They do need that half-time just to organise themselves and set themselves up for what you would imagine to be a very defensive second half. Alderweireld here, who plays it back to Hugo Lloris. Pressure, Lloris has completely fumbled it. Southampton are level. Two big mistakes from Spurs, and they have been punished. It's woeful. It's absolutely woeful from Lloris. Southampton are delighted. A ball back from Toby Alderweireld. Pass back to Lloris. He had all the time in the world. He waited and waited for the pressure. Didn't want to kick it long. Decided to turn back. And then Ings just tackled him. And then the tackle went into the back of the net. It's terrible from the Tottenham goalkeeper. He's just got to hit it long. And he decides to turn back. And he's turned it back into his own goal via the little tap from Ings. it could just... It might have actually been an own goal from Lloris. We'll see shortly, and things have gone completely downhill since the Tottenham goal. We're trying to actually find out for you if it was a own goal. I think it's a goal for Danny Ings. And it was so important for Spurs to just get to half-time at 1-0, but a huge mistake from their own captain. And Southampton are level. We're just going to stop the commentary very short, just for a few seconds as we get the screen back for you. Here comes Southampton again with Buffal. Chance maybe to shoot. And then he's tried to play a pass. It's blocked by Christian Eriksen though. Just finalising the screen. It's all gone downhill for Tottenham. It's a long way for the victory now. And Southampton come again. Ings. Long ball looking for Buffal. Aurier trying to cover Soto and Ndombele. But Buffal, oh, he nearly got the better. It's Sissoko. And then in the end he's won a free kick. So 1-1 the score. And a game that was starting to look comfortable for Tottenham when they took the lead. It's completely changed now. As we look at the goal again, there was no pressure on Lloris. He just took so long on the ball. Looking for an option, didn't find an option. By then Ings had caught up, tried to cut back. He actually ran past the ball. And then Ings just had to tackle it and tap it in. Well, we've seen some mistakes from the back line of top 6 teams this season. City against Norwich, Arsenal against Watford. This one, you would imagine, would be the worst out of all of them. Even Adrian against this side, Southampton. Rose, a chip ball forward looking for Son, it's intercepted. Spurs haven't had a chance or a sniff since the red card. And Ndombele to Winks, back to Ndombele. Rose, here's Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Ball looking for Eriksen, intercepted. And this is where Southampton will look to counter. And they will. Højbjerg, Redmond. Space down the right for Ward-Prowse. Still Ward-Prowse and then back to Højbjerg again. It's slowed down a bit. Southampton still got on the ball. Inside the Tottenham half. A much higher line now from the Saints. And now there's space down the left again here for Bertrand, although he's closed down fairly quickly from Sissoko. Here's Romeu. Space again down the left, this time for Redmond. Romeu. Chip ball in. Comes out for Buffal. Winks with the challenge. And then it nearly came for Buffal, but Sissoko was able to recover and then he hoofs it away. Just having a few problems with our stream. Although here come Tottenham, we've got it back in. Now it's Son and there's space for Eriksen down the right. What can Tottenham do with this? We're just having, as I say, Tottenham problems with the stream. And actually, as we speak, there's been a goal for Tottenham. We did miss it. We'll get it back to you. It's 2-1 Spurs. I can confirm that for you. And we're going to come and look back at it shortly. We've just gone onto a different stream. We're just a couple of minutes behind. Spurs have scored. I can confirm that for you. I'm sorry about these technical difficulties. We'll just change the score for you. We believe it's 2-1. I saw the scoreline at 2-1 and I saw Kane hitting it in. It is Kane. It's just whether there's any problems with maybe VAR or something like that. Which is why we're going to keep you updated. It's 2-1 Tottenham. I'll get a description up of the goal for you. Nothing's disallowed. It has counted. Spurs are back ahead. Although a long ball forward from Southampton, looking for Ward-Prowse, and then just a few problems with our stream. Again, it was Harry Kane after 33 minutes, and we're just going to read out the description of the goal for you. Kane drags his teammate out of the mire. Like the well-cost striker he is, this is a sensational move from Tottenham. That's all that's there at the moment. I'm sure more detail will be added to it shortly as we try to get the stream back for you. Lloris has been saved then from his vice-captain, Harry Kane. Spurs are back ahead despite being down to 10 men. It was one counter-attack, I can say that for you. I'm not sure how it finished, how the chance was created. But we are looking to get the stream back for you. Sorry about this just before half time. We are back, and it's back with a Tottenham throw inside the Southampton half. And we're just getting everything set for you. I'm very sorry about these technical issues. Sorry about this, all I can do is apologise for you. The screen is back. And actually we just got it back to where Tottenham have just scored to make it 2-1 through Harry Kane. So I'll be able to describe the goal for you shortly. Kane wanted the initial header from a long ball forward. Son then picked it up in the halfway line, played it down the right to Eriksen. Eriksen then with a ball forward for Son, who then cut it back for Kane. And then Kane, one touch on his right foot, and then cut it back across into the bottom corner. We're back here with Lloris on the ball for Tottenham. This time he was able to pick it up, thankfully for him. Rose down the line looking for Kane. Here's Ndombele. Ball from Ndombele was risky, but then it was intercepted, but then he was fouled. As I say, I'm very sorry about the problems with this stream. We are trying to get it back for you. We'll be sorted for the second half. I can confirm for you though, I think that it is half time. Meaning we're going to put a pause to the stream for the second half. Just to get our stream back working so we can commentate for you. It's 2-1 at half time. Despite Spurs' red card. So yeah, we will be back for the second half with a working screen. Half-time score, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Southampton 1. Welcome back. The second half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's not long from kicking off now as both the teams are out. It's Southampton to get us underway. 11 men of Southampton against the 10 men of Spurs. And we are underway, and it's Vestergaard on the ball. As we did have problems with the stream at the end of the first half. We've just started to have problems again with it as we kick off. But I will use this time just to describe to you what happened in that first half. Spurs didn't start the best, although it was them that took the lead through a really strong smash down the middle of the goal from Ndombele from close range. From them you would imagine Spurs would go on to comfortably win. But a red card from Aurier, or 2 yellows from Aurier, completely changed the game. 2 unnecessary yellows. And then you think it was bad enough for Tottenham being down to 10 men. Lloris gifted Ings a goal. He got tackled from about a yard out. And Ings, he literally just tackled it in. And then about 3 minutes before half time, Spurs though retook the lead. It was a quick counter attack. Their only chance since their goal. It was Harry Kane from close range. We're 2 minutes into this second half, and our stream is back now. And it's Højbjerg for Southampton. You'd imagine they would have most of the possession. Romeo out to the right hand side. Buffal, who's probably been the best player for Southampton, will cause the most danger, him and Redmond. Vestergaard. Down to the left for Højbjerg. There's space where Aurier was, and here's Buffal back to Bertrand. Bertrand in the box, cuts it into the area, and it's gone past everyone, and Son will pick it up and clear. He has won a throw as he's cleared it though. His clearance was deflected behind for a Tottenham throw. But it was good play from Southampton down the left, where they will have the most space. Buffal, he nutmegged Sissoko whilst playing it into Bertrand, who then got it back. His low ball across the goal went past everyone. Son picked up at the back post and cleared. So it's Rose with the throw for Spurs. And he hoofs it long after throwing it out to Winks, and it will go out for a Southampton throw this time inside their own half by the halfway line down the right. So a must-win game for Tottenham has been made very difficult now. And a game for Southampton where there won't be too much expectation on them. More of a free hit. They have a huge chance here. Despite coming back to level terms, they still are behind, but they still have this whole second half to try and turn it around against 10-man Tottenham. Romeo, he's kind of slips on the ball, and then Ndombele is trying to push him, and Spurs can counter here with Eriksen. He plays it out to Son, and then Son looking for Kane. Kane is in. He's got Vestergaard catching up. Harry Kane's got Eriksen in the middle. Still Kane. And he's been tackled. He got caught in 2 minds, Harry Kane. He was in and goal for Tottenham. Eriksen was in the middle waiting for the pass. But there was just a man on Eriksen, not allowing Kane to play it. Kane had the chance to shoot, but he looked for Eriksen. Realised that Eriksen wasn't open. Cut back. Vestergaard caught up at that point. And Kane couldn't take the chance. In the end, he was tackled. But those kind of breaks are what Spurs are going to need to take in the second half. That was a huge chance for 3-1. Here is Redmond for Southampton. Switches it out to the right-hand side. Rose would chase against Buffal, who wins it. And it will go out for a Southampton throw by the corner flag. 5 minutes into the second half. Going back to Højbjerg. Although it's tackled Højbjerg there by Ndombele, who then hoofs it away. Gone to Vestergaard. Spurs are going to certainly need 62,000 fans behind them for this second half. Here's Redmond for Southampton. Back to Ward-Prowse. Bertrand. Ward-Prowse. Redmond. Back into Vestergaard. Højbjerg. Southampton keeping the ball, but keeping it within danger because they're always in this Tottenham half and they're always trying to move it forward here with Bertrand. Redmond in a bit of space down the left. Yeah, Redmond plays it back to Vestergaard. Now Højbjerg. Every time Spurs press, Southampton are able to pick them apart and get it into a more dangerous area, which they have here with Redmond. Redmond chips the ball in looking for Danny Ings, and Lloris can claim it. It's a chance for the Tottenham goalkeeper to hold the ball. And then he throws it out to Son. Rose, Son. Southampton pressing Tottenham, and they've won it back from Son. Tottenham makes the tackle on Buffal, and then it bounced back off Buffal to Alderweireld, who then kicks it long, as it will go out for a Southampton throw. Vestergaard. Benrick. Bertrand down the left. Redmond in behind, plays it towards Redmond. Sissoko's got chasing to do, and it's a good tackle from Sissoko to block the cross from Redmond, and it's a Southampton corner. And with the way this game's going, it looks like it is going to be dominated, unsurprisingly, by the Saints. And it's a long time for Tottenham to hold on this whole second half, and it's going to start with this corner from Southampton, now from Ward-Prowse. He's trying to take it short, but Spurs have got men over there, and now it's Buffal. Played towards Bertrand, bit of space now for Southampton inside the box here for Buffal. Gets the ball in, deflects off of Vertonghen into Lloris's hands. And Lloris once again happy to hold it for a bit of time now. And then rolls it out, this time kicks it long before Ings gets there. The long ball forward looking for Kane, who won the first header, but it will only come as far as Højbjerg. Tongan, Rose, looking for Kane down the line. Romeo was there first, Kane trying to battle with it. Højbjerg does well, and now it's Vestergaard. 1-2 with Romeo. Spurs tracking back, which allows Vestergaard just to run forward a bit. Ward-Prowse. Down the left for Bertrand. Romeo. Yoshida. Now, down the right for Southampton is Buffal into Romeo. Now Bertrand. Redmond ahead of him down the left. And then Redmond plays it back to Vestergaard. Southampton just waiting for that chance to come to them as they keep the ball inside the Spurs half. Romeo finds Buffal in a bit of space. Fouled by Son on the edge of the box. Free kick Southampton. Son's not happy with the free kick being given. And take a look at it here. Buffal picked it up. Son with the challenge. Buffal went straight down. Might have gone to ground quite easily there, Buffal, which is why Son isn't happy. But it's a really good chance now for Southampton. And Ward-Prowse, he scored from a free kick to win it. Tottenham Hotspur last year from this kind of angle, centre of the pitch, not too far away from goal. Hit it into the left. We're just wondering if we're back. There's a few problems with the stream right now. Southampton have a corner, if you guys watching can hear. Bertrand gets the ball in, looping towards Højbjerg at the back post, who will volley it, but volley it well wide.